Well, good afternoon, Jetty Rockers. Welcome back to Jetty Rocks Fishing and Outdoors. I'm Captain Mike D, and right now I'm out in the woods. It is actually raining, but I'm gonna walk around and see if I can't see any mushrooms. That's what I'm looking for today. Not specifically looking for any certain species of mushroom today. I'm just out, I was bored at the house, so I'm just out walking the woods and seeing what kind of mushrooms I can actually see. So whether they're non-edible or edible, we will find out. I'm gonna continue walking and hopefully we'll come across something here pretty soon. This is actually a cool little trail. This is not too far from my house. I've actually never came out here before. This is my first time, so I really don't know what all I'm gonna see out here, but hopefully I will see something. This is a nice little place. Well, one thing I can tell you I've noticed already, the biting flies are fierce out here. I've already been attacked twice by deer flies, so, but that's just part of it. You're gonna be in the woods, that's gonna happen. So let's see if we can find something, you know. But I have not seen anything yet. I've already been walking for a little bit. But hey, even if I don't, it's just a really nice place to be out. Pretty cool little trail. It was something I wasn't expecting to see. Look at these crabs right here. Fiddler crabs. Nice one right there running. So that must be brackish water right there. And I do see some mango trees. So this goes right along the river. All right, well, I'm seeing nothing but palm trees and palmetto trees. I do see a few pine trees like this one right here, and once in a while you see an oak, but I'm not seeing the right kind of trees. Okay, y'all, I just found my first mushroom. This looks to be a rosy Rasula. Yep, that's a rosy Rasula mushroom. These are actually edible. I have never eaten this mushroom, but biting flies are killing me. But that is a cool looking mushroom. All right, here we go. That almost looks like chanterelles. I do believe these are chanterelles. All right, there we go. There's some chanterelle mushrooms. Well, that's pretty cool. We got some golden chanterelles. I was a little shocked there at first because they were growing so close together like a little clump, and there is a poisonous look-alike to the chanterelle, which it doesn't look exactly like a chanterelle, but that's the jack-o'-lantern mushroom. But key things I looked at to make sure it wasn't that is jack-o'-lanterns usually are growing on wood, you know, really close to wood, or wood that's submerged that you can't see. Chanterelles usually grow out a little bit away from the tree, off the root base usually. So did a little bit more looking. I'm pretty 100% sure, 110% sure these are chanterelles, which they check all the boxes. And then just a little further from them, I've seen a whole bunch of those. I don't know what kind of mushrooms those are, but whatever they are, they're past their prime. I probably couldn't even get a good identification off of those. But yeah, I found some chanterelles and I was not expecting that. Right here, I just found something. This is a good point. Like whenever you find a mushroom you think is what you want to eat, or something that's edible mushroom, do your research, because we just found chanterelles right over there. And I know there's chanterelles, but just a little bit farther, found another mushroom that looks like a chanterelle, but these guys are growing in a cluster, and these are a toxic mushroom. I believe those are called rust gills. So that's a no-go. But it's not very far from where I saw the chanterelles. So don't get the chanterelles confused with something like that, or another one that looks similar to this, a jack-o'-lantern. But that's kind of cool looking though, little cluster of mushrooms like that. And I just looked it up on that app that I like, the Picture Mushroom, which I am not affiliated with Picture Mushroom whatsoever. I just really like the app and I use it. But I just looked up more specifically, that's a scaly rust gill mushroom, and it is very toxic. All right, y'all, I just found some more mushrooms. I'm pretty sure these are sawgills. Yes, these are sawgill mushrooms. A species of sawgill. Pretty cool little mushroom. Not edible. This down log, and it's loaded with mushrooms. And they have a very similar look to oyster mushrooms, but these are not oyster mushrooms. These are actually non-edible mushrooms. These are called black-footed polypores. And if you look underneath one right here, it does not have gills, it has pores. But these are a cool mushroom. Very cool mushroom. As you can see, they like dead rotting wood. Got another one right there. And just next door on another fallen log, see some more mushrooms. And I believe these are called olive root mushrooms. And again, that's not an edible mushroom. I believe those are poisonous or toxic. But just do your research. You come out here looking for mushrooms, get yourself a really good field guide, get you a nice identification app, and then once you kind of get an idea of what mushroom you're looking at, go online, look up some information about that mushroom, and if it's something you want to eat, make sure it checks all the check boxes. You know, where did you find it? What kind of tree was it growing around? What kind of, you know, was it oak? Was it a pine tree? What it was? Because like on oyster mushrooms, you can get a very deadly lookalike called an angel wing, but it grows on conifer trees like pine trees and stuff like that. And the oyster mushroom grows on hardwoods. So you got to kind of know what trees you're looking at for the most part before you decide, you know, is this a mushroom I want to eat? Make sure all mushrooms check all the boxes. Do all your research. Like I said in other videos, do not take my word for anything when it comes to you making the decision to eat a mushroom. Do your own research, do your own due diligence before you ever decide to eat a mushroom. But once you got confident in what you're eating, you get confident in what you're seeing, mushroom hunting is a lot of fun, and you can get some really good mushrooms from that to eat. And there's also some medicinal mushrooms, but I'm not really so much into the medicinal part of mushrooms. I have found some medicinal mushrooms, but I don't know how to extract the medicinal properties. I'm not really taught myself how to do that yet. Maybe one day I will, but that is also an option with mushrooms. Some of them can be very medicinal. All right, y'all, it was hidden away a little bit. I think I just found some false turkey tails. I think that's what these are. Yeah, these are false turkey tails. These are false turkey tail mushrooms, but this one right here, I believe, is a reishi mushroom. We were just talking about medicinal mushrooms. This would be one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and pick this one real quick. I don't know if it is or not. It looks like a reishi mushroom. So let's go over here and do our research and see if it is a reishi mushroom. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull out the app and we're going to check it out. Okay, I got my app out here. I'll go ahead. We're going to take a side picture. We're going to take a top picture. And we're going to take a bottom picture. Let's see if I'm right or wrong, because I'm not real familiar with reishis. I've only found one. That's a mustard yellow polypore, so that is not a reishi. So this is a good thing I checked. Like I said, if you think what you think something is, make sure you always look and you always try to check it out. And this app is great. I absolutely love this app. So that is just a mustard yellow polypore. So now I know, and I have that in my guide here, which I've collected and logged 107 species of mushroom. So that's a lot, but you know what? There is thousands of mushroom species. I mean thousands of them. While I'm walking around, I just thought of something, another good reference point you guys can go check out for mushrooms. You know, on YouTube there's a channel called Learn Your Land, the guy named Adam. Great channel. I watch a lot of his stuff. Now he does live in Pennsylvania, so he has some different mushrooms other than what we have here in Florida, but we do have some of the same species. So I would definitely go check out his channel, Learn Your Land. I've learned a lot from him. Actually, watching his channel and reading some books from my area is what actually helped give me the confidence to go out and do this. And I started mushroom hunting about 10-15 years ago. So I would definitely go check out his stuff. It's a good channel. He's got, I think he even has some newsletters you can get and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just another reference you guys can use. It's just a YouTube channel I've used many times to reference some stuff, and it's a good channel. You should check it out. Big old oak tree toppled over. Holy moly. I mean, that's crazy. Look at the root base on this thing. Wow. That's absolutely crazy. That is nuts. This is a big tree, y'all. Holy cow. I mean, a big tree. Woo. Came to a new trail. I have never been here before looking for mushrooms. So I'm just gonna walk around, see what I can see. It looks like there'll be some mushrooms in this area. Looks like a good spot, but we'll find out. It's got all the right trees. It's got oak trees. Got a bunch of different hardwood trees. So we will see. And that's some cool looking lantana or butterfly plant. Really cool looking one. These things grow all over Florida. They're a cool plant. A very interesting mushroom. I have never seen anything like this at all. That is interesting looking. Got one right there. Got one over there. Actually, there's a couple of them on this log that aren't developed yet. But that is a strange looking mushroom. It's like one's right there that's a little bit past its prime. So I'm gonna look on my app and see what that is, y'all. All right, y'all. That mushroom is called Trichoderma peltatum. It's a weird name. That's one thing you'll find out with mushrooms. They got a lot of weird names. There's a lot of weird named mushrooms. But I'm just gonna keep walking around a little bit longer. I'm at my last little spot here. Walk down this little trail. It's still raining. I'm actually soaked. I'm soaking wet from the rain. Mixture of rain and sweat. But see if we can't find a couple more mushrooms. We're probably going to call it a day. I'm not going to do any cooking in this video unless I find a substantial amount of mushrooms. Because right now all I got is just a couple sandshell mushrooms. So I may not be doing anything with them, or I just may just throw them in a dish that I make tonight or tomorrow. Just for added something. And just so I can use them since I did harvest them. But if not, at least we had a nice little walk. And we talked about some mushrooms. And we talked about what y'all should do before you decide to eat a mushroom. Make sure you use your guide. Make sure you look it up on the internet. Make sure you look at your guidebook. All those things, and make sure they check all the checkpoints before you decide to eat a mushroom. Let's see if we can find a couple more. Hey y'all, I don't know if you can see it, but look at this big old land crab right here. That is pretty cool. I've seen a bunch of holes all over the place, but I've seen a couple of them. That's the one that's only been stuck out the longest. There he goes. Man, that's crazy. They're all over the place here though. Yeah, here's another one. It's just sitting way back up in there. That is so cool. There's some big old land crabs. They're actually big. They're bigger than the size of my hand. And there's another one. He's out of his hole a little ways. That's crazy. So neat. Such a cool looking animal. Big old land crabs. Alright y'all, that's going to be it for this video. I didn't see any more mushrooms. But we had a good day. We had a good little walk. We've seen a couple different varieties of mushrooms. We've seen a choice edible, the chanterelle. We also seen some toxic mushrooms. So make sure you guys just get out here and just do it. Just come out, just walk around. Get yourself familiar with mushrooms. You know, download an identification app. I like the picture mushroom. Download that app. Just go out Start logging yourself some mushrooms. Might have a mushroom right here. Nope. Start logging yourself some mushrooms. Start learning different kinds of mushrooms. Start doing some research. And then come out here and find you guys some good eating mushrooms. Till we see y'all again, tight lines, JD Rockers. We'll see you guys on the next one.